20 years ago in 2000, Kale was a newly graduated police officer, full of ambition. Due to his exceptional skills, he was involved in the investigation of a murder case linked to the son of a politician. However, various obstacles made the investigation increasingly difficult. Eventually, the case concluded with the arrest of the suspect, but Kale had doubts about the situation and felt powerless to act on them. In the end, it was revealed that they had apprehended the wrong person, and the real culprit remained at large. The higher-ups shifted the blame entirely onto Kale, resulting in him being sued by the wrongfully accused family, which left him financially devastated. As the case gained notoriety, Kale faced deep regret for being vilified by society. Lacking the funds to compensate the victim, he decided to participate in a human psychogenic experiment conducted by Dr. Eden, a well-known scientist at the time, in exchange for a substantial sum of money without informing anyone. He wished to escape from the painful reality he faced and felt too ashamed to confide in his close friends, Damon and Silas.
20 years later, in 2020, after the completion of the 20-year experiment, Krause awoke and was released from the research facility. The prolonged sleep and his desire to block out painful memories resulted in the loss of some of his recollections. While searching through his belongings, he found his police ID and a photo of himself in uniform alongside two friends. This reminded him that he was once an ambitious police officer, having grown up and working alongside those two friends. Kel decided to return to the police station where he served. There he presents his police ID to gain entry, but the security officer informed him that this ID had been obsolete for a long time. Excuse me, but this ID had been invalid for quite some time. Oh, could you please contact the chief for me? The officer then contacted the current chief, who was none other than Damon, his old friend. Chief, I have someone here. The officer spoke softly while glancing at Care. Damon turned to look at the person his subordinates mentioned and was taken aback by the sight. Wow, you become chief now, Damon. You look quite distinguished. Creel greeted him warmly as they had always done in the past. Yeah, it's been a long time since you disappeared. I'll be turning 50 soon, so I should be surprised that you still look the same as you did 20 years ago. True, it feels like I've been asleep for ages. The next thing I knew, I woke up in the cryogenic chambers at some research facility. They examined me for a while after I woke up and then released me with this bag. What do you remember? When I first woke up, I couldn't recall anything, but then I found this in my bag. Proud showed Damon his police ID and the photo. Seeing this made me remember that I grew up with two friends, you and Silas. We played together since we were children at the orphanage. Nurtured dreams of becoming police officers and eventually became officers together. As he spoke, Creel smiled softly at the photo. Other than that, I can't recall anything else. I still can't figure out how I ended up at the research facility. After their conversations, Damon quickly realized that his friends had likely lost some of his memories, so he decided to act normally and allowed Kel to return to duty. If it's too much for you, don't force yourself to remember. Just take some time to rest, and you can come back to work next week, Damon said. Thank you, Inspector. Cal replied with a warm smile, raising his arm in a playful salute to his friends. Even though he has lost his memory, he instinctively knows that he loved being a police officer more than anything, and his two friends were incredibly important to him. Sir, The officer says, still unsure of the situation, though he sensed that allowing this person to return to duty wouldn't be easy. Don't worry, I'll harden the paperwork and speak with the higher up myself. Once inside the police station, Creel tried to fight Cyrus but couldn't broadcast him. He then decided to ask Diamond, who informed him that Cyrus was currently on an undercover assignment. Days later, Cyrus returned to the station after completing his work. Upon seeing his friend again, Creel expressed great joy and approached him to kiss him in a familiar, friendly manner they once shared. However, Cyrus' demeanor was markedly different from before, leaving Cal feeling quite shocked. They used to be the comedic duo of the station, constantly giggling, but now Cyrus appears cold and detached. Despite Carl's attempt to engage him, Cyrus remained distant and unresponsive. The next day, Carl resorted to speak with Damon to uncover the truth. Damon, I feel like something off with Silas. He's so close now. From what I remember, he was away my comedic partner. He still looked the same as he did 20 years ago. Not a day older. Could he have been cryogenically frozen like me? It's not like that. Diamond's egg panda Sarah had been modified into a cyborg after sustaining severe injury that nearly cost him his life while on duty. Upon hearing this, Cleo was shocked and struggled to understand Sarah's transformations. However, Diamond refrains from discussing the entire story, fearing that Carl would blame him for what has happened. The truth was that Silas has been furious on Cleo's behalf, doing everything in his power to seek the openings of the case to prove Cleo's innocence. He thwarted his court fans and couldn't believe he would be wrongfully accused. This pursuit led to an assassination attempt by a miserable ghost, nearly costing Silas his life. Fortunately, he encountered Dr. Indar who saved him. However, due to severe internal damage, Dr. Indar decided to transform Silas into a cyborg to ensure his survival. From that day on, Silas changes, although his appearance remained the same, but his thoughts and emotions has become robotic. Meanwhile, after Claire's disappearance, Diamond has working tirelessly to light to the ranks, hoping to request a reopening of the investigations, but he was met with resistance from the superiors. Witnessing Silas' transformations, Drummond ultimately decided to give up. He didn't want to face any more losses. He loved Chaos as a fan, but he couldn't bear to lose Silas too. Thus, the case eventually became a cruel case. Drummond thought to himself that since Chaos had returned, they might as well let the past go, although he felt guilty for not capturing the real scabies. He only wished for the three of them to be together and happy once more. Claire returned to duty with the help of Diamond. He felt a familiarity with Diamond, as if nothing had changed, but everything felt different with Silas. Claire was aware that Silas had changed, and he couldn't shake the thought that if this continues, they might become strangers to each other. For Chaos, the 20-year death has perhaps felt like just a single day, but for Silas, the experience must have been entirely different. Claire wondered if Sarah still felt the same way about him. Nevertheless, he put those thoughts aside. What mattered more to him now was his role as a police officer. Recently, Scale sensed something unusual in the underground prisons. The system indicates a large number of inmates. Yet, when he visited yesterday, the number he sent was surprisingly low. When he questioned the prisoners, they simply stated that Otto has been kidnapped. How could that even happen? This was a prison. Who would dare to abduct inmates? With so many missing, surely the guards would have noticed. Damon, I think something is off in the underground prisons. Kale says, his suspicions prompting him to confront his friend. You noted that too? Damon evided his guesses. What's going on, Damon? This is your station? How could you not know about so many people disappearing? I've been ordering by higher-ups. Diamonds continue to avoid Kale's eyes. I'm sorry, but there are things I have to pretend not to see in this position. I'm disappointed in you, Kale says, turning away from Diamond. If no one else would act, he would take matters into his own hand. Cyrus, Corsi Cyrus, and you will understand. Despite his disappointments in Diamond, Cale knew deep down that not everything would unfold as he wished. He couldn't fathom why he felt such pain. It was as if he had endured a similar experience before, following orders from above without questions. He couldn't understand why it hurt so much, as if something was bugging his memory. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't figure it out. Whatever the lessons, he decided it was best to focus on the investigation.
Following Damon's advice, he sought out Cyrus. After recounting his concerns, Cyrus took him to Dr. Indra, the person who had saved him. Kale explained the strange disappearances of the prisoners to Dr. Indra, hoping to find out if he had heard of anything like it before. Upon hearing the details, Dr. Indra recalled a rumor about scientists abducting people for experiments. There is someone I suspect. My former PhD classmate, he has a penchant for human experimentation that Bethard Eden has been taboo since childhood. The name sent a joy through Kale. It was a name he recognized from somewhere. He pressed Dr. Inda for more information. Dr. Inda recalls their university days, revealing that Dr. Eden had been envious of him and had stolen his work to claim as his own. This betrayal fueled Dr. Inda's desire for revenge, but he had felt powerless at the time. Knowing that Dr. Eden had the backing of the president, Dr. Eden had once saved the president's family, which only added to his influence. Dr. Inda theorized that Dr. Eden was behind the recent events, citing his peculiar behavior during their academic years, along with the rumors of human experimentation and the proximity of Eden's lab to the police station. Dr. Indra believed that Eden had committed numerous crimes, using his connections to keep them quiet. Despite the evidence pointing towards Dr. Eden, no one dared to confront him, not even Dr. Indra. While he had once lacked the courage to take action, things had changed. After nearly 20 years of building connections, he now had powerful allies, willing to expose the truth if enough evidence could be gathered. Armed with this information, Kale planned to infiltrate Dr. Eden's lab alone in search of evidence, knowing it would be difficult to find someone he could trust, and that few would dare to take such risks alongside him. However, it seemed that Damon understood his intention and sent Cyrus to assist him, warning that going alone would be suicidal. Cyrus is coming? That's good, he muttered to himself. How could he express his feelings about Cyrus? He still struggled to accept the change set in him. This was a Cyrus to follow Damon's and Dr. Inda's orders without question, behaving as if he lacked independent thoughts. Had the inner workings of his body become so mechanical? If Damon ordered him to die, would he comply without hesitation? No, that wasn't right. Yet, no matter how he rationalized it, Cyrus was still his friend, wasn't he?
When the day of the mission arrived, they stealthily entered Dr. Eden's building, where the basement served as a laboratory. It was suspicious how Eden had been allowed to operate for so long, especially since his backup was now merely a former president. Did no one have the courage to confront him? And what about Dr. Eden? How many crimes had he committed? Frustrating, Kel muttered to himself, regaining focus. The most important thing now was to find evidence. He felt grateful to Dr. Indra for consistently investigating. Dr. Aiden, or perhaps he should thank Cyrus, as he was the one who had truly gone out for gathered information. Regardless, thanks to the blueprints they had obtained, along with Cyrus' ability to navigate the security systems, they managed to find a safe window when Dr. Aiden would be away from the lab. As they were taking photographs of evidence within the lab, an unfamiliar voice echoed through the room. Hello, hello, test, test. Sneaking into someone else's domain? Are we? How amusing. Yes, it's what Dr. Aiden. Enjoy the test of death. You fools! But before you die, let's watch your precious station crumble before your eyes. Goodbye. Suddenly, a glass wall surrounded them, accompanied by a series of explosive devices dropping at their feet. And a TV screen displayed images of the police station held dear. In the top right corner, a countdown timer ticked away. He pulled out his communication device, but it seemed he couldn't reach anyone at the station. He turned to his close friend. Can you contact Damon? Did Dr. Indra set anything up? If you can reach him, break his glass. Any way you can. Then get to the station right now. If they've already alert, if we don't defuse the bomb in time. We're so close to the station. You can make it in no time. I'll handle things here. Just focus on getting to safety. He was frantic. Yes, he recognized that he was panicking, terrified that the people he cared about might die. As a police officer, such scenarios were always a possibility, but Damon was significant to him. His colleague was someone he cherished. Even after their brief reunion, and then there were the civilians inside the station. The potential for catastrophic loss weighed heavily on him. I've made contact. Cyrus interrupted. Great, next week. He tried to continue, but Cyrus covered his mouth. Quiet, you are distracting me. I'm going to defuse the bomb. Hearing this made Kel furious, leaving him speechless. Whatever you want to say it, but Damon ordered me to protect you. What the hell is going on? He didn't understand, not at all. The confusion within Cyrus' mind was unfathomable. Break the glass? Why are you trying to defuse the bomb? You have to save Damon and everyone at the station. He knew he wasn't skilled at the bomb disposal. Yet he kept insisting Cyrus go save Damon instead of worrying about him. He genuinely felt away. Yet his body wouldn't cooperate. He felt drained, as if waiting for death to arrive. Even if he said help was on the way, it was just a lie, he told himself. Time was running out. Kel is a fool. He ran away from the truth and froze himself for 20 years, only to wake up with no memory of what happened. Though he pretends to be strong on the outside, he is different inside. Please look after him. He is still young with a bright future ahead. I've lived much longer than him, nearly double his year. Whatever happened, I can handle it myself, and no matter what he say, self-kill. I'm counting on you, Cyrus. Remembering Damon's word, Cyrus managed to defuse the bomb just in time, but it seemed there would be no miracle at the station. The explosion echoed through the air, and the image on the television screen went dark. The next thing Kel felt was the ground shaking from the blast at the station, shattering the glass cage that surrounded them, and then everything went black. Kel woke up in the hospital, dressed in a patient gown, his body wrapped in bandage. He found Sarah sitting by his side and immediately asked, How's Damon? You helped him, didn't you? Cyrus remained silent, which only frustrated Cale further as his worry for Damon intensified. Just tell me, why are you keeping quiet? I asked where Damon is, huh? He ordered me to come help you. Cyrus finally spoke up. Cale waited for more, hoping that Cyrus wouldn't say what he feared most. Damon is gone. Cyrus has received news from the police that shortly after he reported the station, an explosion occurred. Damon had been evacuating people from the police station as best as he could. He saved many lives but did not make it out himself, dying at the scene. His final act of heroism became forever etched in the hearts of the townspeople. Remember as the hero who protected the citizens even in his last moments. Tears streamed down Cale's face upon hearing that another dear friend of his was gone. He tried to get up from the bed, ignoring the severity of his injuries. Overcome by rage and despair, he began to lash out at Cyrus. Their argument escalated intensely. I told you to go help Damon. I could have survived on my own. He's an important police chief. He should still be alive. It was Damon's order for me to help you. Don't worry about him. Cyrus replied quietly, avoiding Cale's gaze. Cale's anger surged at Cyrus' word, and he punched him, feigning his frustration as Cyrus did not retaliate. So it was an order? You decide to help me just because Damon told you to? Cale yelled, grabbing Cyrus by the collar, forcing him to face him. Cale sobbed heavily, fearing betrayal that Cyrus has made such a decision and that an unforeseen event had taken his close friend away from him. Great! You're just a perfect cyborg, obeying orders without question. I thought at last your body would change and you'd still be the same friend I knew. But I never thought your feeling inside would change too. You didn't go help Damon. You chose to follow orders instead. Cyrus was left speechless, confused about what he truly was. Don't you want to defy orders? Don't you want to do what you feel? Have you lost your humanity? Cale shot at his only remaining friend in life. Inside, Cyrus felt just as guilty as Cale was angry. He knew he had to follow Damon's last command, but it was a directive he had never anticipated receiving. If you don't reveal anything I've said, I'll take it as your silent agreement with all my words. Do you think I'm like that? It's not like that, Cale. Then how you do want it to be? You just want to be an emotionless robot, following orders day by day? Upon hearing this, Cyrus snapped and hit Cale back. You've gone too far. Do you not see me as your friend? Cale's blood burst from his mouth after being punched in the face, responding to Cyrus with a tone of disdain. A friend? I don't consider someone who lets my friend die to be my friend. Cale's word marked the beginning of a severe rift between them. This fracture was deeper than either had anticipated, affecting Cyrus profoundly. Fine, from now on, it's a very man for himself. Go do whatever you want. From now on, how we live our life is our own business. We won't be involved with each other anymore. Cyrus steadied himself and left Cale's hospital room, carrying the weight of their words, and he reflected on everything that had transpired. He felt sad, not wanting things to escalate this far. It felt as if tears were welling up in his eyes, but it was impossible. Because he was not a human, he was just a mere cyborg, just as Cale said.
After that argument, Cyrus decided to pursue Dr. Eden alone, unwilling to risk Cale's safety and lose him like he had Damon. He wanted to prove he still had feeling and emotion like a human. This operation was a decision made from his own feelings, not for anyone else or others. He carried out the apprehension operation without informing Kale, knowing that Kale would not want to see him for a while after their confrontation. Dr. Inda assisted him, providing him with essential technological equipment for the mission. Meanwhile, Kale, under threat from his plan to apprehend Dr. Eden, began preparing to confront him again. Even thought he wasn't fully healed, he returned to Dr. Inda for help, who willingly supported him, never mentioning that Silas shared the same goal and was heading to the same location. When Dr. Eden learned of the intrusion, he unleashed his experiments to fight against both Kale and Silas, even calling for reinforcements from the former presidents. It was during this chaos that Kale and Silas accidentally crossed paths while fighting. Through still feeling resentment toward each other, they both thought they need to talk things through after this ordeal. Despite being outnumbered, they managed to triumph together and face Dr. Eden. As Kale and Cyrus finally confronted Dr. Eden after the grueling battle, the doctor looked at them with a sneer, his voice filled with disdain. "Look like you survived again, but this time it's time for a real goodbye." Kale narrowed his eyes, a mixture of dread and confusion bubbling to the surface. "What are you talking about?" Dr. Eden smiled widened as he paced around, relishing the moment. 20 years ago, remember the murder of that politician's son? That was me. I framed you, Kale. You were my scapegoat, one of many. And the irony? Every step you took to make things right was funded by my dirty money. You even compensated victims using my funds. Hilarious, isn't it? As Dr. Eden revealed the horrifying truth of what he had done to Kale, painful memories soared through Kale's mind. He dropped to one knee, overwhelmed by confusion and agony. "No, that's not true." "Oh, but it is. Have been watching you this entire time. I even orchestrated that ex-person you barely crawled out of. You should have died back then, but somehow, here you are, still clinging to life like some pathetic insect." Silas saw the turmoil in Kale and immediately stepped forward, worry etched on his face. He talked to Kale. "Kale, listen to me. Don't let him get to you. You're stronger than this." But Kale did not respond, lost in the storm of memories, which made Silas clench his fist, his voice softening but less with urgency. "Kale, please, I need you. I can't do this without you. And I'm not losing you too. Not like this." Dr. Eden chuckled darkly, pulling out a siling, filled a strength-going serum. Without hesitation, Dr. Eden plunged the siling into his own arm. His body began to convulse and twitch unnaturally, muscle bulging as his form warped into something monstrous. Silas turned back toward him, bracing for the fight, but his eyes flicked back to Kale, who was still struggling to regain composure. "Kale, come on. I know you are in pain, but you have got to fight it. I'm here with you. Just don't give up on me now, please." Kale did not respond, lost in the storm of memory. "You are too late. This is where it ends, for both of you," Dr. Eden yelled, as shouting at Silas. Silas barely dodged the first blow, but his focus remained on Kale, who was still reeling from the realization, collapsed to one knee, crushing his head. "I'm not leaving you behind, not now, not ever." The sincerity in Silas' voice cut through the fog in Kale's mind. Slowly, Kale rose to his feet, his eyes regaining their focus as his fist tightened. "Silas, let's end this together." Silas scanned over at him, relief flashing in his eye. "Together," he nodded firmly, his voice steady. "We take him down for good this time." Silas scanned toward the looming figure of Dr. Eden, muscles tensing as the doctor prepared for another strike. "I knew you would get back up. You're not done yet, and neither am I." His voice held a note of excitement, his relief now turning into the thrill of knowing they were ready to fight side by side once more. They fought with perfect coordination. Their years of training and trust pushing them to their limits. Dr. Eden, now on the defensive, roared in frustration, realizing his transformation wasn't enough. Cal delivered a devastating strike, fueled by his rage and pain. Did it for Demon, and for everything you took from me. Saras followed up with a finishing blow, knocking Dr. Eden to the ground. The doctor, now weakened and out of beat, snarled through body treat. You still lost. The world is filled with people like me, and you will never win. Cal glared out at him, his voice steady but cold. Maybe, but at least you won't hurt anyone else. When the battle had ended, Dr. Inda arrived with a powerful ally, a wealthy tycoon, with the influence needed to export the crimes of Dr. Eden and the former president. The media swarmed, documenting every moment as the police moved in to make arrests. Dr. Inda was calmly. The evidence is overwhelming. This time, they won't escape justice, he said with certainty. With public pressure mounting and irrefutable evidence in hand, the investigation moved swiftly. The corrupt officials, once untouchable, could no longer withstand the scrutiny. In the end, they were arrested, unable to evade justice any longer. A month after the events unfolded, both Hale and Cyrus returned to the orphanage where they had grown up. Reminiscing about the past, they recall how Demon always played the peacemaker whenever they fought. Do you remember what Demon used to say? You two just keep arguing. If I weren't around, you'd probably stay mad at each other until one of you died, Hale said. I remember, Cyrus replied. We don't need to wait for that day, do we? Cal spoke softly, feeling strange about what he had just said. Sarah smiled at what Cal said, and replied, I think the same. They looked at each other and laughed. Though they did not need to say much, they both understood that they were essential to one another. In the long future ahead, they still had paths to walk together and many more things to argue about.